Hello and welcome to an album a day, day 297, going through my vinyls one at a time, digging into the remaining albums of this wonderful treasure trove that Mark Roback from the 70s Weekly Countdown with Mark and Pete sent over. Do want to say, talked to Mark the other day, and we recorded our bonus episode that came out yesterday, so check that out, our second part of the Crooners episode, and we kind of generated one more idea for another podcast this year. On top of that, I was out today having coffee with a wonderful friend of mine who was in town, and I saw that there was a used record store just a mile walk away. It was a beautiful autumn day, so I said, what the hell? And I took that walk and I found a little gem that I will be adding to my list of videos to do in the next few days, because I am pretty much running down to the last few albums and 45. So that being said, digging back into the treasure trove that Mark sent me, I'm going to guess, based on what I've seen so far, that Gail inherited this album because it was not very well taken care of. And from everything that I've seen from Gail so far, she was pretty meticulous. So this one comes to us from 1967, and this is right here, The Great Songs of America. This is a little bit of writing here on the side. And then on the back, we have a big stain. We have some, we have some writing down here. So this is not really typical of Gail's collection. We also have a little bit of rough shelfware at the top. It's kind of coming apart there. Well, it's actually completely apart there. So yeah, this is the only one I've seen from her that's like this. So I'm going to guess that this was just one that she inherited. But there's some cool stuff on here. Unfortunately, the record itself is pretty scratched up, so I'm not going to put it on the stereo for now. I will wait until I get a good cleaner and see what the cleaner can do with it. Maybe it can clean up some of this, but it's got some dirt on it. It's got lots of scratches. So again, just kind of, room to believe that this is one that wasn't Gail's. But the label's nice, that classic Columbia that we've seen a couple of times recently. Pretty nice there. But, what would be important, of course, would be the music that's on this, depending on what becomes accessible. Here we have, let's see, we have Ringing the Liberty Bell, America the Beautiful by Mary Martin. We have Battle Hymn of the Republic by Mitch Miller, Anchors Aweigh, the Marines Hymn, and the... don't know how to pronounce that word. The Caissons, Caissons, Go Rolling Along. I'm not familiar with that. But that is by Andre, someone whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce. Then we have Dixie, The Yellow Rose of Texas by Mitch Miller, Stars and Stripes Forever by Andre again. Then we have My Country 'Tis of Thee by Mahalia Jackson, and The Star Spangled Banner by Robert Goulet, Vegas legend. You can't get away from Robert Goulet if you know anything about Vegas history. That's all on side one, you guys. On side two, we get Follow the Drinking Gourd. That great song of America, Follow the Drinking Gourd, by Theodore Beichel. Then we have Rock Island Line by Brothers Four. Sorry, this is really hard to read. Cotton Picker Song. Did not age well. By New Christy Minstrels. I'm just going to leave that. Then we have The Driller's Song by Brothers Four. Deep River, Norman Lutoff Choir. Californio by New Christy Minstrels. Bury Me Out on the Lone Prairie by Norman Luboff Choir, and Home on the Range by Percy Faith. That should be interesting. I do know the song Home on the Range. I originally learned that because for Christmas one year, I got a zither. And a zither is like a little lap harp. And the one that I got had pre-written sheet music that was really easy to follow. And you just slid that underneath of the strings. They had it, all cut out and everything. And then you just plucked away at that, which was really easy because it didn't deal with really music notation. It was more spacing. So it would just be a line of dots, and it would just tell you what note to play in what order. And you kind of had to figure out the tempo of it. That was the one thing, because they didn't really give you, as far as I remember, they really didn't give you that. There's also no rests. So it the way that you would look at it, you would just play da, 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 you know, at whatever tempo. But if you had to get to know the song a little bit and get a feel for it. But it was a really cool thing. And Home on the Range was one of the songs that that came with the sheet music with my zither. Very cool thing. But yeah, this is a very interesting collection of songs. I hope I get to hear it at some point. Whenever a record is really scratched up or really dirty, I'm a little bit leery of putting it on the turntable until I get a good cleaner to give it a shot. I mean, I had one that I thought was okay, and it did some damage to the needle. I had every record I played after that was just slowed down because of it, so I had to clean the needle. And instead of just going out of my way to put myself in that position, I'll see if the some of the scratches or dirt can come off of it, and it can play at least make it a little bit audible. But yeah, I mean, Robert Goulet, man, living in Vegas. Robert Goulet, absolute legend. If I remember right, was it Robert Goulet or Wayne Newton that Roseanne on Roseanne that they were going to see? I want to say it was Wayne Newton, but it seems like Robert Goulet was on the show, so I don't really remember. But he's been on a lot of sitcoms and things, making appearances a lot of times when they go to Vegas or whatever. But yeah, Vegas legend, absolutely. It's an interesting collection of songs. I mean, obviously side 1 is very patriotic. Side 2 may be a little polarizing, but that's what you get, because this was done, like I said, in 1967. We lived in a completely different world then. Things have changed, and maybe some of those titles or songs may not have aged well. We shall see in the future. But for now, thank you guys for joining me so much. It's a beautiful autumn day here. Today is the first day I can say it really does feel like fall, and it was a wonderful walk with the leaves changing. Seeing downtown Tulsa for the first time was pretty, and just having a wonderful conversation with a dear friend was pretty amazing. So I hope you guys are having a beautiful Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Remember, tomorrow, new episode of Deep Purple Smoke on the Podcast, as we're winding down on the songs from Perpendicular. Hope you guys have a great day. Cheers.